What's going on, everyone? IG here for my week 1 team builder for my battle against Kingkrabby, might I add. And remember I was saying to the draft, saying that I would be expecting somebody who is real close to me? Well, this is him. And what I mean close is that he has been a certain rival from the WPCL league, and he also joined me in this league. Actually, we were joining in this league together, and somehow we managed to be able to battle week 1. Um, um, I'm struggling in what I'm trying to say. Looking at his team just real briefly, his team is really a really much of a hyper offensive team. Of course, he does have some Pokemon that can take some hits and are mainly defensive wall, but overall his team's like a real hyper offensive. So going down the list of his Pokemon of his draft, first off he has Victini, which is a really good Pokemon in draft league format because it has so much different moves. Of course, the base 100 Pixie Pokemon, like how Celebi, base 100 across the board. Of course, I go through every Pokemon and go through the max speeds of every Pokemon and display it just so I am able to learn from who knows. But Victini, real good Pokemon because has a very big move pool offensively. Latios, he also has very fast Pokemon, hits real hard on special side, has some good moves to back it up too with Levitate, so it's able to negate ground types that Victini are very weak to. Clefable, real good pairing up with Latios. Real good special attacks that real bulky because of the fact it gets set so much moves that help it up, like healing moves like Soft Boil or Soft Boil, right? Yeah, Soft Boil. I thought that this thing gets recover as its form of HP recovery, but it's Soft Boil. Has a Realm Therapy or Heal Bell that's able to negate any sort of statuses on his team. Gives him a Rock Setter. All in all, good Pokemon for bulky. Was really good back in Oris, but sort of downgraded as far as Sun and Moon. His Mega and UU is Absol, really fast Pokemon. Hits hard on the physical offensive side, but not too shabby on the special offensive side. Real good move pool as well. He also has Raikou, just as fast as Absol. Hits on the special side. Some moves that we commonly see like Thunderbolt. So switch initiative like Volt Switch has Aura Spear, but I'm able to know exactly what set he has because it's able to be shiny and it's rash, so it won't be max speed with a speed boosting nature. He also has Tentacruel. I know he wanted Tentacruel because it's one of his Pokemon that he does like a draft league format as far as water types. Getting access to Scald gives him a T-Spiker. Real good speed. Also Spadef Wall. Also another knockoff user. He also has Delmise, which is Steel Wicker ability, boosting up Steel type moves like his signature move Anchor Shot. Getting a lot of physical offensive moves. Real high attack stat. Real good defense on both ends. Also has Donphan, which gives him electric immunity. Sturdy, so it's able to leave at least one hit. Real good on the physical side, not so much on the special. Whether that be offensive defense. Has some real good coverage moves as well. His last starter pick was Honchkrow, which is a really good offensive Pokemon. Though it's lacking the speed, but he could back it up a little bit if he decides to. Real scary Pokemon to face against, but I might be able to deal with it one way or another. He also has Primeape, which if you listen from the draft video, I did say that I did want Primeape, and it ended up losing, and he was the person that ended up drafting Primeape, and I was so mad. I wanted to tell them that I wanted Primeape, but I was like, it don't matter, I'll just get Persimmon. Has a real good speed stat, okay, real good attack stat, some moves to back it up, good moves to back it up too. Crustle, a Pokemon that I've known he's gone a couple of times because of one set that's helped him so much, being the Shell Smash Crustle set with White Herb, and then packing like 3 moves as coverage moves to help it as well. And finally, he dropped Steelix, which was a real good pickup because he needed a steel type to finish up his Fairy Steel Dragon Core. And he grabbed Steelix because, which is really good on the physical defense side, not so much on the special defense side, but real good Pokemon. Gives him a Hazard Setter, physical wall, and even could hit on the offensive side if he wants to, on the physical offensive side. Anyways, this is my team I have built in the matter of my team prepping time that I had. Going one by one through all of my Pokemon, I decided that I wanted Rotom Wash to begin with because Victini I normally see on the special side, not so much on the physical. Of course, you do see like Choice Band and V-Cray, which does a lot to teams. But I decided to make Rotom Wash a special wall because he does have Raikou. I did want something to at least take a hit on that, at least for like coverage moves like Shadow Ball, HP Ice to Sensory. Also has like Clefable, so if I have something that wants to take a Moonblast, it will be Rotom Wash. Latios decides to be like Scarf of Specs. I'm able to bring a Rotom Wash, at least take a hit, switch into something else I could hit offensively, or put me in a good spot. Of course, I've been Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, and Defog. Hydro Pump and Volt Switch are my stab. Of course, Volt Switch is switching it, gives me switch initiative. I need to slow down when I speak. And Will-O-Wisp takes down those physical offensive Pokemon that he has, like Mega Absol before it Mega Evolves, so it doesn't get hit with Magic Bounce. His Delmise, his Donphan, his Honchkrow, Primeape, Crustle, and Steelix that benefit from their high attack stat. And then Defog allows me to get rid of rocks. If you decide to set up with like Clefable, Stealth Rocks, with Donphan, or with Crustle, Steelix. He only has rocks to benefit from, so that's the only way I'll be able to defog as far as that. Next up, we have Chunky the Diggersby going with a very speedy offensive sweeping set. Ground EMZ with huge power, because of course nobody's gonna. You have to be real specific if you want to run the other abilities, which y'all do you. Packing Return and Earthquake just for stab moves. Of course, Ground EMZ will boost Earthquake's power, making it into Tectonic Rage, doing more damage. Ice Punch is coverage move I do have for Latios. I can click a return and it will probably do more damage, but just coverage move also gives me a way to hit Delmise. Could also hit Honchkrow if I decide to want to like not make a play and just click return. And I do have Agility. Agility with the amount of speed I do have, the Diggersby allows me to outspeed a Scarf Latios, because it's probably the one set of Latios I expected to bring, because it outspeeds everyone on my team except for Aerodactyl. And if you bring a Scarf, then nothing will be able to outspeed it, because Aerodactyl really won't benefit much from a Choice Scarf. Of course, I could bring Tailwind, but that's besides the point. Of course, just ran the rest in HP and giving myself max attack. Next up, I have Natalie the Sylveon, Leftovers, Pixelate, Hyper Voice, Toxic, Wish, and Protect. I was opted on running Heal Bell, but the only Pokemon that will probably be doing status would be Tentacruel's Toxic Spikes, and Clefable with probably Thunder Wave. And I feel like those two Pokemon, I'm not too worried about status wise, so I just ran Toxic, so I'm able to deal with the. I'm trying to remember what I ran Toxic for. The Donphan, because it serves as a real good physical wall that could block a lot of my team. You decided to be a real good counter to my Mega Aggron, Golisopod, even Incineroar, Pissimian. All those Pokemon that hit on the physical side, Donphan will counter. Of course, Wish Protect gives me HP after the second turn on whatever Pokemon decides to switch in, and Hyper Voice, so I have a offensive attack that I'm able to hit Pokemon with. Also does super effective damage to Latios, Honchkrow, Primeape, and those Pokemon right there. Next up, we have straight up and down the Aerodactyl, and I was looking at Aerodactyl sort of as a offensive lead. So, depending on what he does, I'm able to either set up rocks, prevent any sort of setup, as far as like stat changing setup. I'm able to do damage based off whatever he does, and I'm able to prevent him from clicking a move or trying to like defog away something. So Stone Edge, of course, I wanted the offensive move that does a lot of damage, and I believe with the 8 attack investment I have, I'm able to do at least 70% to a Mega Absol, with I think just 4 HP investments. Of course, Stealth Rock, I did want hazards in this battle because it helps a whole lot with Victini, with Honchkrow. Those two Pokemon take at least a quarter of their health from Stealth Rocks. Taunt prevents any sort of setup, so if he starts to set up Calm Mind with Clefable, set up Calm Mind with Raikou, set up Swords Dance with Absol, any other Pokemon he sets up with, or even Taunt to see like so any of his hazard setters to prevent them from getting up Stealth Rocks would help me in this battle. And Double Edge, if I'm on 1 HP and I do outspeed, I'm just going to go for Double Edge so that way I'll at least get some sort of attack damage onto a Pokemon. And so in case they go for a certain move, that it will be negated and just be a waste in the end. And I ran Jolly with this amount of speed, so I'm able to outspeed Mega Absol and Raikou barring a Scarf, which I do not believe he'll bring a Scarf Raikou if he decides to bring Raikou. Next up, we have Finesse, the Gliscopod, bringing a real bulky offensive move. That Choice Banded, First Impression, Liquidation, Aqua Jet, and Iron Head max attack, adamant nature, so nothing is going to appreciate any attack that Gliscopod has. 168 HP just with some bulk that I wanted to add on to. And the 88 in speed is in order to outspeed the Donphan if it's not speed invested and only has the IVs as far as speed, because Donphan's like base 50 speed, so I wanted to sort of be able to put enough speed on Gliscopod so where it will be able to land a liquidation on the Donphan, at least do some sort of damage to Donphan, and then have it either stay in losing the Donphan or be able to having Krabby to switch another Pokemon to take that next liquidation that comes in. Of course, I'm running Choice Bet with First Impression, so you're like, that's just one use. Well, the intent on First Impression was to get at least one move off for Gliscopod and be able to switch out if I need to, barring the emergency X ability helping me able to switch out. And of course, Iron Head was to have coverage against Clefable. I could have ran Poison Jab, but I wanted to run Iron Head because it also hits the Crustle if it decides to bring it, and I do not end up locking myself in liquidation, and I end up locking myself into like Poison Jab, which gives me a benefit to helping me knock out the Crustle. Of course, Aqua Jet is the last move, so I have some sort of priority, if not for First Impression. And then finally, my last Pokemon is 24 Karat Magic, the Incineroar, running a Assault Vest Intimidate set with Flare Blitz, Knockoff, Earthquake, and U-Turn. The HP and Spadef, or of course I ran max HP. The Spadef investment, of course Careful Nature, allows me to take 3 Specs Thunderbolts from a Raikou. And I just ran the rest of the EVs and attacks, so I at least have some sort of offense pressure within this Incineroar. Ran Flare Blitz just for stab. Knockoff, so I'm able to remove any sort of item that my opponent has. Earthquake gives me good coverage for Raikou, or allows me to deal Raikou a whole lot better. And Steelix, barring that I don't take damage. And U-Turn gives me Switch Initiative. Of course, I did not put any speed investment, so a lot of its Pokemon will be outspeeding me, but it still provides at least some Switch Initiative that I do have, and pairing up with Rotom Wash and Volt Switch. So that's my team. I hope you guys do enjoy, and we'll see you all when the post commentary comes, which hopefully will be soon whenever this video goes up. And you guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.